Hi everyone, this is Yaroslav from Knowledge Tech, and I'm here with
Grinder.
Awesome. And Grinder, so we're continuing since our last couple of series we've done on SharePoint and mobile devices.
Yep.
And so the first one was just about general, about mobile. The second one was about some of the, what was the second one?
The second one was about some of the features that are included out of the box.
Yeah.
And what's possible with mobile sites.
Right.
So we kind of did an overview of what's available.
Right.
And today we're going to be looking at, in specific, SharePoint team sites, and how can we customize them.
Yeah.
And we'll be going into that.
Awesome.
So even from a customizability perspective, there's 3 ways that one can approach it.
Yeah.
You can have mobile sites that are redirected, so once the redirect hits, it can go to a custom site altogether.
Yeah.
That's not something that we're looking at today, though, in the future.
Yeah.
You can have an adapter which adapts web parts into a mobile format that's mobile friendly.
Right.
And then last but not least, there's going to be rendering templates.
Right.
And that's what we're looking at today.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at the rendering template. So basically, let's say if I have an iPhone, oops, I said an iPhone. And so I want to access a Windows Phone, then you want to access your intranet, right? Using a Windows Phone.
Yes.
You want to adapt the look and feel of, let's say, that team side to your Windows Phone. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's take a look at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're going to start out basic. This is your basic demo site that we have. We're going to jump straight into the mobile site, give you an idea of what's there right now.
So this is out of the box side, this is the mobile side. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll notice same information, same material. Mm-hmm. Now let's say your company comes back to you and says, you know what, we want to customize our mobile site. We want to add images there. You know, there's a serious image here. We want to show that our company is a fun place to work.
Okay, so basically something like, or for instance, you know, the site is not really optimized for this device, upgrade to this, right? Something like an image like that. Okay, let's take a look at it, yeah.
So then we're going to jump into Visual Studio at this point.
Yeah. And this is a regular SharePoint project, right?
Yeah, so what we've done is, I'll give you a little bit of a walkthrough on this one. What we've done is, this is a user control, and we're putting it straight into control templates. Mm-hmm. So now what's going to happen is all team sites are going to get this image or whatever we're doing within our SharePoint farm.
Right. And how is that determined by that ID, I suspect?
Yes. So a few things before we start is these controls up here, they're not the same controls that normally you get with the user control.
Right.
Some of them I'm not using at this point, like WP Mobile.
Yeah.
But these are quite useful.
Yeah.
Now the ID is one of the more interesting parts. The first part is the page type, the intended page type.
Yeah.
So you can have, there's 3 values. You can have web part mobile, web part mobile detail, and just mobile. You can read more about that information on the Microsoft site.
Right.
90% of the time, you're just going to use web part mobile.
Okay.
The site type ID. So there's 4 types of sites that you can actually use where you can customize it using rendering templates.
Yeah.
It's an STS site. Team site.
Yeah.
Group site.
Yeah.
You can either do a blog, or you can specify the ID of a custom site that you created yourself.
Yeah. So those are 4 templates, and we'll take a look at next week about how to customize the rest of them, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now, in this part, we're working on the home page. So you can do this against views, like list views. You can do it against forms, edit view, display. There's a bunch of places you can do this. Yeah. And the last part specifies where on the page you want to show this material. So you can show it either in the navigation, the title, or the content.
Yeah, and those are reserved keywords, right?
Yeah, so this is reserved. I mean, if you want more details about this, you can go to the Microsoft site again, and there's examples of where you can actually, where you can put it.
Cool. Maybe we can add some links after.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool, let's take a look at it.
And then, yeah, let's compile this project.
Yeah,
and just deploy it.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're just deploying an image.
For that particular image, right, that you have right here.
Yes. So it's just going to.
But you can put text or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can specify exactly what you want.
Okay. All right, it's reloading. I guess it's a little slow after the.
Yeah. So the deploy takes a few seconds, and this is more than a few seconds.
Yeah. This is a wait feature where you sit down and reflect on what you've just had. Okay.
So, I mean, you know what?
Good.
In this instance,
This is you researching it, right? Yeah. Okay.
In this instance, we're showing, the relaxed environment of the company.
Yeah.
But you can put in any information that you want.
Yeah.
You can have. I mean, this is an image. We could have customized the top of the site so that the actual navigation.
But this is not gonna show up on a regular site, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
So I can take you back to the regular.
Yeah, because I don't really trust you. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Well, I do. But maybe,
yeah. So this it only shows up in a mobile site.
Cool. Well, that's great. So that gives us a good idea on how to modify the team sites, and then.
Yeah. So one of the benefits here is it's a simple way to add information right into your page. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of customization you have to do. I mean, if you saw the code there, it was only a few lines.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lot of work to put it into that format.
Yeah.
And then but however, if you want to customize the entire page, so you could have a template that displays the entire page in a certain way.
Yeah.
It can be very complicated.
Yeah, it can be complicated. Well, we'll take a look at some of the easier methods to do publishing sites and the rest next week. So hopefully that will give some options to the rest of us.
Perfect.
And hey, so I hear you've done your Microsoft Certified Professional Developer.
Yes,
so
I have.
Was there a lot of things on the exam that kind of touched those points? Or some bit?
So the thing about Microsoft, the actual exam itself is it really depends on your experiences.
Yeah.
And I noticed one of the better ways of learning is if you made the mistake, you know that something is possible if it's not.
Okay.
And that really helps.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So that concludes our number 3 screencast on the topic. And then next week,
yes,
if you have time, we'll steal you again for a couple of minutes to show us the publishing sites.
Absolutely.
And how those are customized. Thank you.
Thank you.